The witch's curse. That night I decided to leave the house, but as I reached for the front door, every light in the house flickered out. A deep, suffocating cold filled the air. Then I heard footsteps, slow, deliberate, coming from the attic. I turned and there she was, the ghost of the witch. Her presence was chilling, a cold that seeped into my bones. The air around her seemed to crackle with an otherworldly energy, making the hairs on the back of my neck stand on end. I could feel an ancient, malevolent force emanating from her, a force that had been festering for centuries. Her blackened skeletal form glided toward me, moving with an unnatural grace that defied the laws of the living world. It was as if she was both there and not there, a spectral enigma that sent shivers down my spine. Her movements were fluid, almost hypnotic, drawing me into her dark, haunted realm. Her hollow eyes, filled with eternal rage, bore into my soul. They glowed with a malevolent light, a burning intensity that spoke of endless torment and unfulfilled vengeance. It was as if she could see through me, into the very depths of my being, uncovering every fear and regret I had ever harbored. Shadows twisted around her like living tendrils, writhing and swirling in a macabre dance. They seemed to have a life of their own, reaching out as if to ensnare me in their dark embrace. The darkness was alive, pulsating with a sinister energy that threatened to consume everything in its path. Your blood must be paid. Paralyzed with fear, I couldn't move. My heart pounded in my chest, each beat echoing in my ears like a drum. The room seemed to close in around me, the shadows growing darker and more menacing. I felt a cold sweat trickle down my spine, my breath coming in short, ragged gasps. Every instinct screamed at me to run, but my legs refused to obey. I was trapped, a prisoner of my own terror. As she reached out a clawed hand, the hand seemed to stretch impossibly long, its fingers curling like the talons of some monstrous bird of prey. The air around it shimmered with a malevolent energy, and I could almost hear the crackle of dark magic. Her eyes, glowing with an eerie light, locked onto mine, and I felt a chill that cut to the bone. A vision flooded my mind. I saw my ancestors, their faces etched with the same fear that gripped me now. They stood in a line, stretching back through the ages, each one a link in a chain of suffering. Their eyes pleaded with me, begging for release from the torment that had haunted our family for generations. Each one dragged into darkness, their screams echoing in the void. The darkness was alive, writhing and pulsing like a living thing, swallowing them whole. I could feel their pain, their despair, as if it were my own. The weight of their suffering pressed down on me, threatening to crush my spirit. Screaming as they were consumed by the curse, their voices blended into a cacophony of agony, a symphony of despair that filled the air. The curse was a living entity, feeding on their fear, growing stronger with each soul it claimed. I knew then that I was the next in line, the next to be consumed by the darkness. You can still break it. It was my grandmother's voice. Her words were faint, almost like a distant echo, but unmistakable. She had always been a source of comfort and wisdom, and hearing her now in this dark and perilous moment brought a strange mix of fear and hope. The locket. I grabbed it from my pocket and held it up. It was an old, intricate piece of jewelry, passed down through generations. The metal was cool to the touch, and the delicate engravings seemed to glow faintly in the dim light. I remembered my grandmother telling me stories about its power, but I never truly believed them until now. The witch shrieked, recoiling as a blinding light burst from the locket. Her dark figure twisted and contorted, trying to escape the searing brightness. The room, once filled with shadows and dread, was now illuminated with a radiant glow. The light seemed to push back the darkness, creating a protective barrier around me. My grandmother had left a protection spell, a final attempt to save her bloodline. The spell was ancient, written in a language long forgotten by most. As the light from the locket continued to shine, I could feel the power of the spell enveloping me, shielding me from harm. It was a testament to her love and her determination to protect her family, even from beyond the grave. The locket was not just a piece of jewelry, it was a legacy, a beacon of hope in the darkest of times. The house trembled, the walls cracking as the witch let out one final, blood-curdling scream. And then, silence. The curse was broken, or so I thought. I returned home thinking I was safe. The house had burned down the next day, taking with it the ghosts of my ancestors. I returned home thinking I was safe. The house had burned down the next day, taking with it the ghosts of my ancestors. But the nightmares began soon after. I still hear the whispers at night. Blood must be paid. And last night I saw her reflection in my mirror. Waiting, watching. The curse was never broken. It had just found a new home, me. Some family secrets are better left buried, because once you dig them up, you might not survive what comes looking for you.